So the loading up process continuing. Bullet Train just giving the stalls handlers a bit of trouble at the moment, but I'm hearing only 3 left to go forward. High time. We said a very good afternoon to our commentator for the opening race of Royal Ascot 2012, the Queen Anne Stakes. It's Simon Holt.
Thank you, Gary. What a great start this promises to be. Frankel's just going in. Frankel loads up into stall 8. The last to load here will be Helmet for this Group 1 Queen Anne Stakes. To begin Royal Ascot 2012, they're ready. And they're off. They're racing. Premio Loco on the extreme right on the stand side in the orange jacket, but it's Bullet Train. Frankel's pacemaker up with the gallop. Worthad on the far side in the noseband. Excelebration ridden quite forward by Joseph O'Brien in the purple cap. Helmet towards the near side with the white face. Then Frankel in the pink cap worn by Tom Queally. Further back is Side Glance, Red Jazz, Premio Loco. Windsor Palace is off their gallop. So too Strong Suit and Indomito. The pace increasing, and Bullet Train by a length and a half to Helmet, followed by Excelebration and Frankel, the old rivals racing in tandem. Worthad is back in 5th place then, followed by Side Glance, Premio Loco, Red Jazz, Windsor Palace, Strong Suit second last, and finally Indomito. Heading now towards the halfway stage, the 4 furlong marker, and Frankel lying at a close-up 4th, following in his stable companion Slipstream. Bullet Train from Helmet on the right, on the left Excelebration. Queally is just edging out now to the right and gets a clear view of the front, and he's ranging up to join Bullet Train. Worthad, Side Glance, Red Jazz pushed along, Strong Suit, Premio Loco, and it's Frankel that gallops into the lead. Excelebration is again trying to go with him as they race inside the final quarter mile, and Queally says go on the champ. It's Frankel that leads the way, and he opens up in tremendous style. 4 or 5 lengths clear of Excelebration. The rest are well beaten off, and it's all the ones for Frankel. It's going to be 11 from 11 here. The champion of the world, Frankel, in majestic form by 8 or 9 in the Queen Anne. Brilliant performance. In second, Excelebration just holding on from Side Glance on the near side, then Indomito, followed by Windsor Palace, Helmet. Further back was Bullet Train, Red Jazz, Premio Loco, Strong Suit well beaten, and Worthad.
Well, we've got 30-odd races to come over the course of the next 5 days here at Royal Ascot, but that is going to be one hell of a hard act to follow. Frankel makes it 11 out of 11, destroys the opposition in the Queen Anne Stakes.
Tried with him, and it's very nearly cost Excelebration second spot, because, you know, he's running on fumes now, the final 50. But look, there's nothing closing.
It's a gamble worth taking, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, look, you've got to try something, and considering that we've got sportsmen taking on sportsmen, they've had to go out there with that attitude, but I'm afraid you've just run into a wall.
Price is just coming through to us 3-1 on now with William Hill to remain unbeaten in 2012 for Frankel, and also 3-1 on if you fancy him in a match bet against Camelot at York in the Judmonte International, which is, we think, going to be on his agenda, Jace, after the Sussex.
Yeah, it just opens up. You just think to yourself now, Gary, if he genuinely feels that switching off and going even further, what more can we expect? That's certainly something that I haven't seen at that level. Yeah, a 2 or a 3 length success. And listen, the bookmakers don't give it away, do they? And for them to go on about him possibly winning by 5 lengths, and he's just gone and routed them by 11. Now, that was that really was something special.
I think this is going to be a particularly special moment for Tom Queally, and to a lesser extent to H R A Cecil, after what happened here 12 months ago. The horse won, obviously, but I don't think either of them really enjoyed the aftermath.
No. That was no fun at all when he managed to win the St James's Palace, when he went early. Just as predicted, he was able to switch off and find a rhythm. From 3 down, we were watching the screen, and I'm saying, just take your time, Tom, take your time. Then from the 2, then he's gone and kicked in. And, well, the times that we will be getting as well, that's another fascinating factor. And the ground just doesn't seem to matter to him.
He's enjoying a well-deserved parade in front of the stands and getting a rousing reception, and I can tell you the winners' enclosure here absolutely mobbed, as one might expect. Everybody trying to get a glimpse of this incredible horse. Frankie Dettori, we're hearing, just described it as breathtaking. He's just walking in past us here. I think Jason's just going to try and have a word with Frankie and He's saying it again, breathtaking.
How good?
This is potentially, possibly the very best ever, Jace, this horse.
He's just said, Frankie Dettori's walking, yeah, he's saying breathtaking, but he's saying I started to smile as I saw him disappear into a dot in the distance. He's just been able to appreciate how good he is.
Celebration is just getting a nice round of applause as he comes back in here. Richard Hughes lost for words as well.
Just puffed his cheeks out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What chance have you got? One of those sort of reactions to what we've just seen.
And what a way to christen this new winners' enclosure they've got here at Ascot. It'll be interesting to see just how many people can get in there around the horse, because they've obviously just tried to rope it off a little bit more.
That's got a much better feel about it, hasn't it? Because we do worry sometimes when they come in, especially in this sort of situation. How many people want to just go and have a little touch on his neck or touch him, you know, just have a little bit of more interaction with what we've just seen as the best in the world. We've been banging on about it for ages, haven't we? But I'm afraid that he really is just that. George.
So we're all waiting here for
like in a different Paris.
Frankel to come back in. Let's once again go back to Robert.
Well, there's enormous expectation. I think I can see lots of journalists. Yeah, I can see him in the distance. He's coming our way. And just here watching him, Richard Hannon and Sir Mark Prescott, I mean, it was just a most amazing occasion, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. I've never seen a horse win like that at Ascot here. I mean, he won, did he win 10, 15 lengths?
11 lengths.
11 lengths.
11 lengths. And Sir Mark, I mean,
on the bridle.
We're lucky to be here, aren't we?
We're very, very lucky to be here, and unlucky to be behind him, but very lucky to be here to see him.
It had that air of inevitability anyway, didn't it?
It did. And it never looked really, did it, as if we were going to feature, we didn't think.
I felt really nervous before the race, and, you know, just nerves for him, really, if it was going to work out.
In case it didn't work out. Well, here he is.
Yeah, fantastic. And here he comes, and Tom Queally, absolutely, he's smiling, he's waving, he's saluting, he's surrounded by cameramen, reporters, and thunderous applause all the way back to the winners' enclosure as he passes us.
And we've just been given the winning time here, 1:37.85, the course record for the mile track here at Ascot, 1:37.16, I think it is, Jason, set by Invisible Man, but of course, soft side of good for the start of the Royal Meeting today.
A completely different.
Just listen to this.
Conditions. That's what he means to everybody. We're not often privileged to get a real goosebump moment with the horses and the industry that we work in, but that was definitely one of them.
Absolutely fantastic, and the horse, once again, calmness personified in the winner's enclosure. All in a day's work for him. He's just done his best to headbutt Sir Henry there, but he's taken that in good spirit. And really, everywhere we look here, Jason, people just seem to be shaking their heads and practically speechless.
He did promise us something special, Sir Henry, didn't he? He did say that he was still coming forward, and he was exactly where he's just gesturing to the photographers and everybody, just to give him a little bit of breathing space in that winner's enclosure, because that is the main worry, isn't it? That they just get a little bit too congested in there. But that was the best display I think I've ever seen over the mile. If he's 1:38, what are we looking at after that effort?
Well, we'll of course have more reaction to follow that stupendous performance from Frankel, his 11th win from 11 starts, and sent off a 10-1 on after a short break. Yes, it really was an I was there moment, and Jason and myself counting ourselves lucky to be amongst that number. Presentation taking place. Sally Gunnell making the presentation there to Sir Henry up on the podium. We've got quite a few of the stars of the sporting world involved in the presentations this week. I know Sir Steve Redgrave is due to present one of the prizes as well later on. And Tom Queally, he can relax a little bit now after that, Jason, I think, can't he?
Oh, that just makes the rest of the week. It nearly makes, well, it makes the rest of the time before he runs again all the more enjoyable, and the hype just gets bigger. The good thing was that Joseph was on the outside just trying to keep him in where he was. Bullet train edges off a straight line, and it's now approaching the 3, up towards the 2.5. Then you look at everything has gone flat to the boards. Excelebration, fair dues to him, because he's an absolute, real, solid, consistent Group 1 level performer, but trying to match strides with him.
Well, that's the thing, you put it in a nutshell. He's only just held on for second and very nearly cost himself second place by the way he was ridden. He's by some distance the second best in this, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is. Had anybody tried to do exactly the same that Excelebration has done today, they'd have been finished well down the pan. I will say that does seem a very big effort, doesn't it, by Indomito, who was back in 4th. Side Glance has run really well. Red Jazz did get a little bit warm beforehand. A strong suit. They'll be head scratching a little bit with him because he was ready to do himself justice, but possibly a return back down to 7 furlongs will definitely suit him. But Tom Queally, never in any danger, and the jockeys laughing with other trainers as they're walking out with the saddles for our next contest, going, he couldn't pull him up, couldn't pull him up, he's still going down the back there round towards Swindley Bottom. So no, just the best we've been privileged to see.